When I was in college, getting my master's degree at New England Conservatory, I had a guitar teacher, great guitar player, Mick Goodrick. And Mick, one semester as an exercise, had me get up every morning, and the first thing he wanted me to do is get a cassette player and do a 1-minute improvisation. So do that 7 days in a row, and then bring it in so we could listen to it in our lesson. So I did that, and I got in a habit of doing that. Well, over the past 6 months or so, I've started doing these on Instagram, and Instagram happens to be a great forum for doing that since you only have 1 minute of recording time. Some of my pieces are 55 seconds, some of them are 20 seconds, but what I try to do is have a concept with a melodic idea that actually starts somewhere and has an ending. So you actually have to write a piece or improvise a piece in 1 minute or less. And it's actually really challenging. So a few days ago, I had a video that got a lot of views on it that was an improvisation in E. It was, once again, I came down here, first thing, I turn on the camera, I improvise it, and then on that particular one, I played it with a chord progression in mind, and then I put the chords in afterwards because I'm actually thinking over a chord progression. And then I played it. And the chord progression is simply E, D, A over C sharp, and then back to E. The E has like E sus to E, but pretty much that's it. It's just a 1-4-5, basically, right? So I'm playing the E chord is the 5 chord, actually. So it's E mixolydian. But I'm thinking of a chord progression when I'm playing it. Let me play you the Instagram video here so you can check it out first. You notice I had the tablature in the shot there. The tablature is available for all the members of the Beato Club. I put everything up there from my YouTube channel and Instagram channel. Anything that has PDFs, if you're in the Beato Club, you get those. But you can simply just screenshot that and get it from this video. But let me talk about what I'm thinking about as I'm playing this. So I'm thinking of the chord progression, E sus4 to E. Then I eventually go to D sus2 to A sus2 over C sharp. These are the chords I'm hearing. E sus4 to E. That's all I'm thinking. So it's really the 5 chord, the 4 chord, and the 1 chord. And then back to the 5 chord. So it's a mixolydian vamp. So you start 5 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord, 5 chord. That's what I would call a mixolydian chord progression. So I began with my guitar on this leg. So when I sat down, I went, okay, boom, and I just put it right there. Not for any particular reason, just because it was something different to do. Because once again, this is all about improvising. So I improvised the way that I held the guitar. Because you guys notice, I don't hold the guitar like this typically. It's kind of awkward. Actually, this guitar happens to fit nicely here. But because of that, I started in this position where you get a nice, comfortable, perfect fourth interval from E to A. So I start the idea in my head, I'm starting thinking, okay, E sus4, and I go. Well, I also added the F sharp in there, so that's the 9th, or the sus2. And I go right to the 5th there. And then I surround, so that flat 7, so I'm thinking of E sus4, but E dominant 7 sus4 to E. Right? Then I go into this. That's all E sus2. That's an E sus2 arpeggio there. Those are hard to play unless you're playing with the guitar up high like this in this position. If I'm playing here, it's actually very easy to play that and play it cleanly. All right? So I'm only thinking in E suspended or E mixolydian, or really A major for this first part. Once again, those are false fingerings, so I'm using this. Right? Then I drop down to the D. You'll hear me do that, and that's right when it goes to the D chord there. And I go up D major 9, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And then I go into a skip string pattern that's out of the A major scale, or E mixed Lydian or D Lydian. I'm thinking D Lydian at this time. I'm thinking those sounds in my head there. All the way, and I'm really gearing for this note. I'm hearing that note that I'm eventually going to hit the 5th there of that E chord, the B way up high, because I'm thinking of that going back to E right there. Then I come down, I start to run downward like this. So once again, this is out of that same shape. And then I start descending back through that same pattern. So I'm using all those same shapes, but in reverse. Right? So. Then I go into a sequence down here because I'm thinking of how am I going to end this, because I'm thinking of this E. I'm going to go. So this is really E dominant 7. If I think like, right? To the 3rd, to the flat 7, to the 3rd, down to the root. And then I go to this E sus chord with the 3rd down low, right? And needs to resolve, and I resolve it to a straight E major chord with the open B string. So it's like, da, da. But instead of doing that, I thought I'll go da, da, and do the resolution. Instead of doing that, I resolved it there, or instead of there. There's not one note out of that entire passage that's outside of the key of A major. And a lot of times when I do my warm-up improvs, I try to stick to one key. Sometimes I'm using different scales, dominant diminished scale, alter dominant scale, but I want to limit myself to a certain number of notes. So there's only 7 notes in this entire idea, and they're all from A major. But I'm really thinking over each individual chord. I'm thinking E sus to E, D sus 2, A over C sharp, back to E sus to E. Okay, so it's a 5, 4, 1, 5 chord progression. That's all for now. Please subscribe here to my Everything Music YouTube channel. If you're a first-time watcher, don't forget to ring the bell. If you're interested in the Beato book, which has tons of ideas like this, go to my website at www.rickbeato.com. The new Beato ear training method is out. You can go to beatoeartraining.com and watch the introduction video on it. Check it out. Follow me on Instagram at rickbeato1. That's where this came from. And if you want to support the channel more and get all these PDFs to these Instagram videos and YouTube videos, check out the Beato Club. You can find it on my website. Thanks for watching.